Right, guys, sorry for changing up part of this lesson first thing this morning, but there are just a few things that I want to go over. I'm going to go through all the answers to yesterday's work. The reason for that is there's quite a few people who are just missing details when it comes to how you answer the question, and questions that are just skipped over. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is just have the next possibly 10-15 minutes. I know it's a lot of just listening to me, but I know how much you guys love listening to my voice. Okay, just have a listen through, watch the video, make sure you understand. If you want to give it a go now, pause at the start of each question, give it another try, and then go through it if you're not sure about it or you weren't sure about it yesterday. So on this one, I know we said angles in parallel lines. I chucked this in as kind of an odd one out just to see if we were okay with these sorts of questions. Now remember, these lines tell us that this is an isosceles triangle, okay, because it's got two sides the same length. That means that this angle and this angle must both be the same size, okay? So if I then basically cover up this part of our shape, what I've ended up with is angles on a straight line. So I know that they have to add up to 180. So if I do 180, subtract 126, I'm left with 54 degrees. So angle X is 54 degrees. And the reason, and you need to be clear with these reasons, is because angles on a straight line add to 180. Okay, that means if this angle here is 54 degrees, then this angle here is 54 degrees. So far I've got 108. So to find angle Y, I do 180 subtract 108, because we know angles in a triangle also add up to 180. 180 subtract 108 is 72. So angle Y is 72 degrees. And you need to state angles in and this time we are going to put isosceles triangle, just so that they understand why we've got these two the same. Isosceles triangle add to 180 degrees. Okay, so hopefully that one's a little bit more straightforward now. Right, on this one we had some good efforts on this one. A few people just mixing up their letters and what the correct term is for them. So remember, Z, F and C rule is not enough to get you the marks. So if we look at angle X, what I can do is I can draw a Z, okay, and the correct term for the Z rule is an alternate angle. So I know that angle X is 62 degrees, and you cannot just write alternate angles. That is not enough information, okay? They are looking for alternate angles are equal. You have to understand what the alternate bit actually means. So you do need the are equal part on the end. Okay, and then, sorry if I just grab a different coloured highlighter. There you go. On the next one, what I could do is an upside down F. That tells me that these two angles are the same. So angle Y is 71 degrees. And for the F, the correct terminology is corresponding angles. So you put corresponding angles. And again, that's not enough for a reason on its own. You have to put are equal. Because obviously when you get to supplementary, so that's the one where we draw a C shape, they add to 180. They're not equal. So you need to state that you know whether they're equal or whether they add to 180. On this one, what we've got is a few different things. X should be nice and easy to find. Again, you've got that Z shape. So we can say that angle X is 57 degrees. Okay, and you can put, because alternate, sorry, lost my spelling there, alternate angles are equal. Okay, on the next one, you will need 2 steps to get there. Now, there's a couple of choices as to which way you could go. If I went with, for example, a Z again, I can say that that angle and that one there are both 109 degrees. Okay, and then what I can do is I've then got angles on a straight line add to 180. So I know that if I do 180 subtract 109, I'm left with 71 degrees. But you do need to give 2 reasons, and it will be one of those 3 mark questions because there's 2 reasons needed. Okay, so first reason is alternate angles are equal. And then you follow that with angles on a straight line add to 180 degrees. Okay, so that one would require 2 reasons because it took 2 steps to get there. Okay, hopefully those ones we're okay with. If we look at these ones, they just sometimes look a bit more terrible. This one, just be very careful when they say things like angle FGD. If you imagine drawing a line from F to G to D, the only angle that you've created from those 2 lines basically is that angle there. So that's the one they're trying to find. They won't always mark it on the diagram for you. Okay, what they might do instead is just label it as 3 letters. Okay, and most importantly, give a reason for each stage of your working. So it is going to take us quite a few steps to get there. So a few things to point out. I've got 2 lines here that actually make up a triangle all in all, and those 2 lines are the same length. So it's going back to that very first question where this is an isosceles triangle. Okay, in an isosceles triangle, if those 2 sides are the same, then that angle and that angle must also be the same. I'm just going to label them as Y so that we know they're the same. Okay, in fact, if I put 2 lines so we know. Right, so a few different steps. First of all, if I can find that angle, which happens to be the same as that one, then I can use a Z rule to get this one. So basically, this one, and this one, we know are all going to be the same. So as long as I can get this one, I've got my answer. So angle Y, first of all, is 180 subtract 110, which gives us 70. So you just need to put angle, and we've got GEF equals 70 degrees, and you put your reason as angles on a straight line add to 180. We then need to label that we know these 2 are the same because you've got an isosceles triangle. So you can put EFG. So EFG is equal to GEF. So they're the 2 angles we've worked out as it's isosceles triangle. Okay, so you've got 1 reason, you've got a second reason, and then your third one is you can then do the Z rule, like we said. So alternate angles are equal. So your third reason is alternate angles are equal. They don't often make it quite that complicated because that's quite a few steps to get there. But if they do, just remember, take it a step at a time and make it clear why each part is each part. Okay? If you're unsure with using these letters, as long as you clearly label on your diagram, so if you label this A and label this B, you could say A equals B if that was easier for you to see. Okay? Try and use lowercase letters just so that it stands out clearly different to the letters that are in the actual diagram. Right, this one looks like a horrendous question. Okay, you've got angle FEG. Well, FEG means that you're finding or trying to find that angle there. So there's quite a few different bits going on. HIK, well, H to I to K means that this angle here is 85 degrees. You've then got BFH, so B to F to H is 32, so this angle here is 32. Hopefully labelling which one's which we're okay with so far. So it's going to take quite a few to get here. If you think about it, what you've got here is a triangle. So if I can find this angle and this angle, I can then do 180, subtract those 2. So a few different things. I can do 2 straight lines crossing over, so I can do opposite angles are equal. So this angle here, we're going to put is 32 degrees. Okay, and that angle is EFG, for example. So EFG equals 32 degrees. And we're going to put opposite angles are equal. Okay, what we're then going to do is I need to find this one. Now it's going to take 2 steps to get there. This is quite a big mark exam question. But if we do, for example, I've got 2 parallel lines because I can see the 2 arrows. So I can draw an F shape here. That tells me that this angle and this angle must both be 85 degrees. Okay, so I can say IGF. So IGF equals 85 degrees. And on that one, we're going to put corresponding angles are equal. Okay, sorry, it was off shot on that one. So we've got IGF was corresponding angles are equal. And then if I want the angle there, so FGE. Okay, well, I've got angles on a straight line. So if I do, for that one there, 180 minus 85, I'm left with 95 degrees. So I know that one is 95 degrees, and that is because angles on a straight line equal 180 degrees, or add to 180. Okay, and then I've got enough. I know this one and this one. I can find this one by doing the angles in a triangle. Okay, so what I can say is the angle X, or the angle we're looking for, I need to do 180, subtract 32 and subtract 95. So 95 and 32 is going to give me 97, 107, 117, 127. So I'm doing 180 subtract 127. That leaves me with 53 degrees. So angle FEG is 53 degrees, and you can just put angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. Okay, so as you can tell, quite a lot of steps, quite a lot of information in there. Okay, it's putting together all those different rules and seeing if you can spot something. That one would be a very, very top end of the paper question if it came up that difficult. Okay, we then did non-calculator percentages for those who got this far. So Abby buys a TV for £550. She pays a deposit of 15% and the rest in monthly payments of £9. How many monthly payments will she need to make? So for question 1, okay, if she buys a TV for £540, that means 10% is £54 and 5% is half of that. Well, half of 50 is 25, half of 4 is 2, so that's 27. That means that 15% is equal to 81. Okay, so if that is £81 she's paid as a deposit, so 540 subtract 81. Well, we've got 10 subtract 1 is 9. 3 subtract 8 you can't do. So 13 subtract 8 is 5 and 4 at the top. So she's got £459 still left to pay. She's going to pay that in payments of £9. So what you can do is 9s into 459. So 9s into 4 don't go. We carry the 4 across because we haven't used it yet. 9s into 45 go 5 times with 0 left over. 9s into 9 go once. It would take 51 monthly payments. And I missed an N. 51 months. I'm just going to write that again. Okay, to pay off the amount that she owes. Right, question 2. You've got Dermot bakes 420 cakes. He bakes only vanilla, banana or lemon. 2/7 of vanilla, 35% of banana. Work out the number of lemon cakes. So if 2/7 of vanilla, so to get 2/7 of 420, we divide by 7 times by 2. So ignore the 0. 7s into 42 goes 6 times. If I times that by 2, I get 12. Put the 0 back on the end. That one is 120 cakes. 35% of banana. Well, 10% would be 42. So I need 3 of those. And then I need 5%. So I've got 42, 42, 42, and 5% would be 21. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 7, 4, 8, 12, 14. So we've got 147 are banana cakes. So if she's got 120 vanilla, 147 are banana, that gets us to 267. He's baked a total of 420 cakes. So 420 subtract 267. Well, again, we've got 10 subtract 7 is 3. 11 subtract 6 is 5. 3 subtract 2 is 1. That means the number of lemon cakes must be 153. Okay, if we look at the next one, question 3. Amelia and Sophie did a test. Total for the test was 75 marks. Amelia got 56%. Sophie got 43 out of 75. Who got the highest mark? Because 75 is a bit of an awkward one with 43 being a prime number, to turn into 100, I'm going to do the percentage instead. So for 56%, 50% of 75 is that you half 75. Half of 70 is 35. Half of 5 is 2.5. So you've got 37.5. 5% would be if I divide that by 10. So I get 3.75. The 1% that I'm missing is, remember, to get 1% you divide by 100. I get 0.75. And again, just make sure those decimal points are lined up. So I get 5 and 5 is 10. 5, 12, 19, 20. 7 and 3 is 10, 12. 3 and 1 is 4. So 56% is 42 marks. Obviously, you can ignore the double zero on the end. So Amelia got 42 marks. Sophie got 43. So Sophie got the highest mark. Okay. Sophie by 1 mark. Right. Question 4. Jack buys a pack of 8 chocolate bars for £2.50. He sells all 8 chocolates for 50p each. So what we need to do is 8 lots of 50p is, well, 2 50p would be £1. So 8 lots would be £4. So that's how much he sold them for. If we then do £4 subtract the £2.50 it cost him, that means he's made £1.50 profit. We need to know what his percentage profit is. So we need that as a percentage out of what he originally paid. So we need £1.50 out of £2.50. So first thing I'm going to do is, if I multiply top and bottom by 100, I get 150 out of 250. Just makes it a little bit easier to deal with. So I can say that that is 15 over 25. And then if I times the bottom by 4, I'm timesing the top by 4. I get 60 out of 100. So he's made a 60% profit. Okay, so all you're aiming to do is, as long as you multiply top and bottom or divide top and bottom by the same amount, you keep the same fraction and work out what it is as a percentage. Right, next one for question 5. Sorry, I'm running out of space at the minute. Question 5 is, Ben buys 24 packs of crisps. He pays £3 for the crisps. He sells each packet for 20p. Work out his percentage profit. Well, we've got 24 packs of crisps that are costing 20p each. So if I do 10 lots, I'd get 240. So 20 lots is 480p or £4.80. He originally paid £3. So if I do £3 as 300p, I can subtract it. That means he made 180p profit. Again, we want that as a percentage. So we want 180 out of the original 300p he paid, or the £3 he paid, and we want to turn it into a percentage. To turn anything into a percentage, you just need it out of 100. So if I want this to say 100, all I'm doing is dividing by 3. So I do the same with the top. 180 divided by 3 is 60. So again, he made 60% profit. Right, this is where we're going to run out of room a little bit. If we look at question 7. Have I missed question? Question 6, sorry. So, question 6. In a sale, the normal price of a book is reduced by 20%. The sale price of the book is £4.80. Work out the normal price of the book. So that means if it was reduced by 20%, we only pay for 80% of the original cost. And that equals £4.80. Okay, now if you find it easier and you want to work with whole numbers, you could make it 480p. Okay, that way you don't have to worry about decimals. What we can do is if I divide by 8, I get that 10%, well, 8 into 48 goes 6 times. So I've got 10% would be 60 pence. And then if I times by 10 to make 100%, I'd get 600 pence or £6. So originally the book cost £6. If we then look at question 7, it says, in a sale, the normal price of a TV is reduced by 20%. The sale price of the TV is £660. So again, you've got 80% is equal to £660. So it's a bit more difficult because it's got a lot bigger numbers to deal with. So what you could do is if you divide by 2, I'd get 40% is £330. I could divide by 2 again. That would give me 20% is equal to, now half of 300 is 150, half of 30 is 15, so you get 165. And then if I want to get to 100%, I can times by 5. Okay, so 100% is equal to, and I just need to do 165 times 5. So it's up to you if you do it in column or a grid. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30, plus the 2 gives me 32. 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 3 gives me 8. So originally it was £825. So a bit more of a tricky question, given that you had that horrible number. Right, and the last one. In a sale, normal prices are reduced by 25%. Okay, the normal price of a coat is reduced by £12. So if the reduction is 25% and the reduction is £12, then 25% has to be equal to £12. So this one is actually a much quicker question. If I want to get back to 100%, all I do is times by 4, because there's 4 25s in 100, I get £48. Okay, and then our last topic that we finished on was tree diagrams. Okay, Tina's got 2 bags of counters, bag A and bag B. So for bag A, you've got red counters and blue counters. Red is 5 red and 3 blue, so it's 5 out of 8. Blue was 3 out of 8. And then for bag B, you've got red and blue again. And then red and blue again. For bag B, there was 4 red counters and 5 blue. So that's 9 counters altogether. 4 out of 9 are red, 5 out of 9 are blue. So that's the same again at the bottom. And then we want to work out the probability that she chooses 2 different colours. So you could do red and then blue, or blue and then red. So red and then blue is 5/8 multiplied by 5/9, because we've gone red first and then blue. Sorry, I'm just off the screen there. Sorry, red and then blue is 5/8 multiplied by 5/9. So I get 25 over, and 9 times 8 is 72. And then blue and then red is 3/8 times 4/9. So 3 times 4 is 12. Again, 8 times 9 is 72. Because I've got more than one answer, I'm going to add them together. So 25 add 12 is 37. Bottom number stays as 72. So that's my answer to question 1. Right, if we look at question 2, you've got each day Paul wears either a black or a red tie to work. So we're looking at Monday and Tuesday. So if I do Monday first, you've got a black tie or a red tie, and then on Tuesday again you've got a black tie or a red tie, black tie or a red tie. Okay, it tells you in the question that the probability he wears a black tie on any day is 5/9. So black is 5/9 all the way along. And a red tie, well, if 5/9 are black, remember we need 9 out of 9 for one whole one, so it would be 4/9 are red, 4/9 are red, and 4/9 are red. We want to work out the probability he wears the same colour tie on Monday and Tuesday. So if you want the same colour, we could do black followed by black again. That is 5/9 times 5/9, which is 25 out of 81. And then you could do red followed by red. That's 4/9 times 4/9, which is 16 out of 81. Again, we've got more than one answer, so we're going to add them together. 25 add 16 is 41. So it's 41 out of 81 is his probability of wearing the same colour tie 2 days in a row. Right, last one. You've got Amy has 7 green lollipops and 6 red lollipops. She's going to choose one at random, write the colour down, and then replace it before choosing a second. Okay, that means we've got green and red. Green is 7 out of 13 lollipops. Red is 6 out of 13 lollipops. Because she's choosing them and then putting them back before choosing the second one, none of the probabilities are going to change, so it stays the same all the way through the question. Remember, that gets you 2 marks at GCSE just for being able to draw that out correctly. Work out the probability. She chooses 2 red. Well, red followed by red again would be 6/13 times 6/13. So 6 times 6 is 36. 13 times 13 is 169. Okay, and then what have we got? Work out the probability. She chooses 2 different colours. Well, 2 different is you either want green followed by red or red followed by green. So green followed by red is 7/13 times 6/13. So you get 7 times 6 is 42. And again, that bottom number is 169. Red and then green is 6/13 times 7/13. So you get the same answer again. Whenever you've got more than one answer, we're going to add them together. You end up with a total of 84 over 169. So there's my answer for 2 different colours. Okay, that ended up being a much longer video than I thought. Hopefully it was more useful to see all of the answers and hear all of them. I'd advise giving it a little bit of time and give it another go at a later date as part of your revision, just to see if you can do any of those questions again. Any problems, any further questions about it, let me know.